All right, take 3. I'll tell you, it would be nice to have another brain. Have somebody, it's like watching. I get up to get something, I don't plug it back in. I forgot to delete the stuff that was on there. So I did about a 25-minute talk, gone. But anyway, okay, so I was talking about, number one, I had what do you call it? I called it in a text to somebody, a shot to shit day. Very frustrating. Just spending time doing things that I shouldn't have had to do. Dealing with problems, prima donna, prissy, whatever you want to call it. Drama queen crap that's just should not obtain in any situation with, adults, but oh well. Leave your pride behind, leave your childishness behind, leave your teenage garbage behind. Grow up before you come here. Sad, ridiculous. Leave your selfishness behind. That'll kill you. Guaranteed. It has killed people. Leave your unfounded fears behind. That'll kill you. It has, I know. Who else has gone on to the next realm? Anyway, just leave stupidity behind. Don't come here intending to break the rules of stupid. Don't do stupid things in stupid places where there's stupid people at stupid times, okay? I'm going to beat that one, and it ain't a dead horse. It's going to keep you from being dead. Yeah. I mean, if you listen to this, I'm not going to name your name, but, need to get to a certain altitude. Got to be in Arkansas, not Missouri. Got to be at 1,200 feet. Just as a difference, let me throw this out to everybody. The difference between Arkansas and Missouri, by and large, Arkansas paves those backcountry roads with river rock. It's called chert. It's what you make flint napped arrowheads out of, broadheads, razor sharp broadheads. And if a big truck or something, a lot of it's just razor sharp right out of the riverbed because the dozers cracked it, and every time it's just like flint napping. You've seen arrowheads. That's what they do. They just go. You get good at it, and you can make an arrowhead. You can make spear points this big. That's what they pave their roads with. Missouri, they tend to use limestone, which deteriorates and it pounds down and turns into, get put in big rocks, and they get littler and littler every time you drive over it. But it don't puncture your tires. Even here, you want to have, word to everybody, you want to have Hankook tires, Hankook. They're like 10 times better than every other tire out there. So, but, people that want to go live in the mountains, go live at a certain altitude because they're worried about this and worried, your fears are going to kill you. It's not healthy. It's not wise. It's not intelligent to worry about shit that you don't even know is going to happen. Nobody knows is going to happen. These idiots on YouTube and idiots on internet that say this is going to happen and this is going to happen and the poles are going to shift, blah, blah, blah. Been telling, that's Zeta Reticulan channeled excrement from aliens, which are fallen angels. Jeez, it's just irritating, Chris Thomas Wakefield said, I don't want to hear the name Chris Thomas Wakefield as long as I live. Again, I don't want to hear him, I went to his channel. He channels, he gets his information from Linda, whoever her butthead is, channeled from Zeta Reticulan's aliens, aka demons. Okay? Fallen angels, demons, whatever you want to call them, Nephilim. That's where she's getting her information from. So the poles are going to shift in 2003. I knew a lady that believed all that crap. buried a 12 by 60 mobile home. Miscalculated. They got some struts, some girders, trusses. They put them in upside down. Anyway, it collapsed. It caved in and cut the thing in half, and they dragged half of it out and left half of it in there. So they still have an underground shelter. They just can't get to it, or probably haven't. Whatever. I mean, the whole idea. 2003. This was all going to happen. They change their story every year. Same thing with Black Star, Dump Star, Nibiru, or whatever you want to call it. WSO, Steve Wilson, Terrell Black Star, they have the same basic shtick, but it changes every week because it never happened. Now, I'm not saying nothing's going to happen. I believe it will. But to worry about stuff that you really don't freaking know anything about, and neither do they, is stupid. And they're going to go to stupid places and do stupid things because they have stupid fears. So there's one person who wants to go to the mountains in Arkansas. You better have a really good four-wheel drive vehicle and know how to keep it maintained and have the money to maintain it. Or don't go live at 1,200 feet in Arkansas on rock roads that will slit your tires to ribbons. Don't do it. And when the locals say, don't move there, there's a lot of drug dealing and there's a lot of bodies that go missing, listen to them. They're telling you the truth. Yeah. And if you do want to go live there, you better have some really good weapons and you better have some really good people with you to be able to defend you. Not just yourself. You got to have a group. You got to have a group that's more powerful. I'm a pacifist. I'm a pacifist, man. Yeah, seriously. I've always been a pacifist, You don't believe me? I'll show you. You ever seen the scene in Crocodile Dundee? Him and Linda Kozlowski, whatever her name is in the movie. The guy's pull his blade and give me your money. Give him the money. He has a knife. Right? Well, Crocodile Dundee was a pacifist. That's not a knife. This is a knife, mate. That's just a watermelon knife, really. But this is something you will never be able to get again. It comes with a sheath that is color coded, or so that you can put it in right, so that your seed things, that's pretty cool, Did it. So that's not a knife, mate. This is a knife. Never be able to get these again. Never. They will be gone. Let me shed some light on this subject. I should have a lantern, but I'm doing all this ad hoc and all by myself, so there is something that you will never be able to afford or see again, right? See the patterning in that? See, there's 1 dot, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Roll it over the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. God, I have to keep the light on it. 6, 7, 8, 9. And then at the tip of it, it's got a really neat, I can't quite get it. Anyway. Be a pacifist. The Roman Empire was pacifistic. Don't believe me? Who enforced Roman law for 1,000 years? So peaceful was it that's when God chose to send Messiah, because you could travel anywhere in their known world peacefully. The motto of the Roman Empire was a pacifistic motto. Si vis pacem para bellum. If you would have peace, prepare thou then for war. You know, have a bigger gun than everybody else so they don't fuck with you. Does that look like Frodo and Sam, Ah! It's me, Sam! Oh yeah. Come to your senses. So, pacifistic. It's the old thing of if they want to dance, we brought the band type thing. Doesn't hurt to be not just armed, but very well armed. In Lights Out, we'll see a situation where they come against some people that are hidden behind a barricade, and they even have railroad ties. So they're 223s, they're 308s. They're guns just aren't cutting it. They're wasting a lot of ammunition and not having any effect because they have good cover. When you're in shooting situations, there's a difference between concealment. You can hide behind a door of a car or hide behind a piece of 2x4 or a plywood or something. That's concealment. They can't see you unless they have infrared. But these guys had cover. It was protecting them from them shooting at them. Enter Gunny. Spot for me, Mark. Not that, but he had a armor-piercing ammo. This is just normal ammo, but he had a Garand. Mark spotted for him, and a short time later, everybody behind the barricades were dead. So, anyway, millions of them around in this country still for sale. Things are for sale. That the last war when you really had that ammo was World War II. And there's still plenty of around. I met a guy in Kansas that had 250,000 rounds of it. Black tip, armor-piercing ammo. And enough grants to arm a small army, with it. So, yeah. The last warriors, might torque a lot of people, and I don't really care, as Fletch would say. Ozark Tactical Home said, shout out to Fletch and all the other Shofarians, Pastor Joe Fox, Millennial Man, yeah, and the Revolting Man, the Millennial Man, pretty cool names. The Revolting Man and the Revolting Man's Revolting Wife, or the Revolting Wife, can't remember, but once in a while she gets on there, really cute. But I don't really care. And this was stated to me by one of my subscribers this week, a very intelligent person. And they said, the last warriors were in Vietnam. And when they're gone, we have no real warriors. Now, what did they mean by that? Well, I lived with one for 4 years, and I can tell you, yeah, it was a different time. It's the last real war we fought. And it wasn't even a real war. It was a police action, as was Korea. I one time made the mistake of, guy said I was in Korea, and I went, oh, you fought in the Korean War? It wasn't a war. It was a police action. Oh, I know that. Sorry, pardon my faux pas, I made a boo-boo. Forgive me, But, yeah. But Vietnam, we're the last, in protracted conflict of any kind, Desert Storm, everything else since then has just been little cakewalks, Sunday school picnics. Nothing, yeah, people died, but nothing like Vietnam, They were warriors. So, anyway, neither here nor there at this point, except to say that this person pointed out, and this is something I've addressed already, and I want to address consistently, and I want to get more organized in addressing it, and that is all the people that are buying 1 acre, 5 acre, 10 acre, 15 acre bare land, planning on subsisting. We need to bring a screeching halt to that. We need to get together, buy land, live on, get a place hopefully bigger than this. This is only 2 acres, but we're going to do what we can with it. Get a farm that has water, power, blah, 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 roads, fencing. You can raise animals right away. We got to put out of work. We need chickens. We can be having chickens here already. It's stupid, thinking about it, that we don't have them already. But we will. Quail, something like that. Animals. This place is fenced. It's ready for animals. Hey, there's hay in the barn, for crying out loud. So, which is another thing about this person in Arkansas that wants to go live in Arkansas. Has animals, has chickens, has goats, registered goats, needs a place safe for them. This place is safe. Ain't in Arkansas. Too bad. Get your feet on the ground. Find something that's really going to fit for you. Don't go breaking the rules of stupid. Don't go planning on living somewhere where dead bodies disappear or bodies disappear and there's a lot of drugs going on. They are going on and they do disappear. I can guarantee you that. Watch Winter's Bone with Jennifer Lawrence if you have any questions about what the Ozarks can be like. It's not all lovey-dovey, peasy-weesy, float on the clouds crap. There's bad people here. There's good people here, a lot of good people, and I think the good people outnumber the bad people. But that don't mean that you can go live anywhere you want just because you want to live at a certain altitude or a certain place, certain state, on certain types of roads that I would never want to live on. So, unless I had a tank of a truck with 10-ply tires. If you want to buy a truck that has 10-ply tires, you can go live in Arkansas. You have my permission. But don't do it unless you have a good truck with 10-ply tires and preferably a 4-wheel drive truck. So that's just the way it is. Just telling you the truth. Please listen. MATA, my advice, take advice. Don't break the rules of stupid. Don't break the rules of stupid. Okay? We're going to be seeing, as Lights Out unfolds, more and more situations that get increasingly fraught with danger and exacting payment for mistakes. Is that a nice way to put it? The stakes go up in the number of people affected and the brutality and the, everything. So, enough said there for now. I don't want to spoil the whole thing, but questions. Finally, yeah, I've got some questions. Let's get on them, and I'll just try to get at least one set done. I got 3 questions and 3 questions. I think is what it was. Or come on. Oh, that's in sent. Go to. Okay. Now, the one person, you can look under the comments, Lamy Pie, was, at first was like, well, I didn't know you could ask questions. Well, one of the things about groups, whether it's Yahoo groups, Google groups, forums, YouTube channels, if there's no chatter, if there's no comments, you pretty much got a dead group. Yeah, Preparing But Not Afraid was a really good Yahoo group. The owner of it turned it over to me, told me, and I was the owner for a long time. She said, I'm done with it, but she didn't. She kept it on the back door. I don't know what happened or whatever, but anyway, she dumped me, started moderating me. I was the owner. So she's totally bollocksed it up, but it's still there because, there's a lot of good writing on it. That is the archival of my writings. The biggest, but no question, the biggest archive of my writings. So, and I'm hoping it stays that way, because you can go on there, you can join it, Prepare Me Not Afraid Yahoo group, and do a search on firewood or rocket stoves or whatever, who know, eggshells, how to prepare eggshells for, garden or whatever. Okay, so anyway, 3 questions. Can you eat rats? Question number 1. Sounds okay to me. What is the site to look at for scenarios for testing, learning, safety? That's a pretty tough one. What type of fire was that to not be noticeable / smokeless? Was it called Dakota Fire? Where can I learn about it? Okay, so but basically, there's two ways to go about any kind of research. And I'm going to talk about how to do research because, we all should be able to do it. And I love what my son says. He says, "Dad, I don't know how to do that, but I'm pretty sure my friends on YouTube do." He has learned how to graze cattle, custom graze cattle. Guy flew out here from Kansas, took him up from his airplane, flew him all over. Looked over his operation, said, "Yep, looks good." Wrote him out a check for a third of the total bill, like $8,000. Wrote him out a check, and it was the sweetest deal he ever did, because a lot of them he did through the winter, which is a lot harder than doing them just in the warm season, summer. This was a summer graze, and boy, man, it was a good deal. So he learned a lot of that on YouTube, and learned how to butcher cattle on YouTube. If you need to replace whatever brake rotors, brakes, look on YouTube. So that's number 1. Just do your own research. 2, as far as general internet, Google it, And there is a website. I'm just going to tell you, because it's pretty cute. It's got, "I will Google it. I will not. I will Google it. I will Google it." Kid on a chalkboard, a little cartoon thing there. But it's JFGI. I like the word fracking, because they're fracking on the dotted craton line, and it's terrible. It's evil. It's like, they're fracking. So I'll just say, just fracking Google it. And it's a website that says, somebody thought you were, somebody thought you were pretty stupid because they gave you this website, because you're not smart enough to just Google it. Now, I'm not knocking Lamy Fire or nothing. I'm just saying that's just a kind of a funny thing. But, so you can look up definitely Dakota Fire Hole. And that's what it is. And I try to talk clearly and stuff. And I would like to be able to put, I love somebody just taking, if we could just take stuff and do really good intros. I don't have the time right now. I do it when I can, and I have taken videos, and, at 2:05, I covered this topic, and at, 5:52, I covered this topic, and 7:90, 7:59, I did, this one. Anyway, so bear with me. So go anytime you have a question like this, okay, go to my playlist, or put, how to get out of Babylon playlist, or just basically do a search on YouTube for what you're looking for. But you got to know the terms, and that's the kicker. So this is a good question on all three counts. Dakota Fire Hole, DFH, Dakota Fire Hole. Look that up. I have a YouTube playlist on that. There's probably 100, maybe 150, who knows, things on that. And Dakota Fire Hole, trench rocket stoves. I've got 2 or 3 playlists that are trench rocket stove, Dakota Fire Hole, and even I understand. Believe me, I've had a hard time finding my own playlist. One time I spent like an hour trying to find one of them playlists, punching in different, right now I couldn't tell you, because there was a trick to it. You had to put it in the exact correct wording. But anyway, there's a lot of good videos on rocket stoves and fire and Dakota Fire Holes. So go to that playlist, because I try to put the best ones at the top. There's one of a guy where he has his kind of on his own property bug out location. So he's got the piping in, and when if he were to bug out or show up, all we would have to do would be to uncover everything, light the fire, and he's got smoke coming out 20 feet away, put your tent, and he's sleeping on warm ground, you know. So the thing I love about that is that, now it's a combination of the idea of, if you just take the idea of a Dakota fire hole is just where you dig a hole at a little bit of an angle, and you dig another hole at a little bit of an angle, and they meet, and you clean it out. So you put your fire in this one, and it comes out this one. It's like an in-ground rocket stove is what it really is. Because what you're doing is your flames are getting sucked up here. This warms up a little bit, and your flames are getting sucked this way. So you can cook over the heat with no smoke in your face. The smoke's coming out here. But when it heats up and warms the ground up, it's burning very efficiently, and there's very, very little smoke. So it is a very stealth type of a fire. And I'll try to put links. This is under Know Your Garden. I'll try to put links under there for you. The second one is like, you know, I can't, off the top of my head, I don't know. What is the site to look at for scenarios for testing, learning, safety? Then I'm going to assume, because safety could be knife safety, climbing safety, driving safety, you know. So I would kind of assume that that one is connected to the first one. Can you eat rats? So this is an issue that comes across. You know, you got to balance it between what you feel comfortable eating, and versus, you know, people that are Torah observant and want to and I don't use the term Torah observant particularly, but you know, kosher. You know, we eat according to the food laws. The reason being is you'll stay healthier. There's two survivalists I can think of right now, and I won't mention their names because the widow of one is, you know, maybe wouldn't want me to, you know, I don't. One guy made a big deal of it. On the last video I saw of him, made a big deal about eating monkey, baby monkey. Baby monkey looks a hell of a lot like baby human. Gross. I mean, just, I don't even want to think about it. You don't want to think about it. He's dead. Gee, I wonder why. I don't know. And I'm not going to say that I know, but that's not survivalism. You know, to me, there's another guy, you know, eats a lot of raccoons. His channel's all about trapping raccoons. And I said, well, why did you let the possum go and you're killing the raccoon? You should kill the possum and let the raccoon go. You know, oh, I don't eat possum. I'm like, okay, you eat raccoons? Okay. Okay. You know, it's some people's lifestyle. They eat bear, they eat pig, you know. You know, someone who is wanting to, there's a phraseology in Deuteronomy, I will put none of these diseases on you. Well, eat healthy and you'll be healthier. Eat healthy and you'll be healthier. Pastor Joey Faust, Kingdom Baptist, they moved to Missouri from Fort Worth. They sold their whole church holdings. Met them on their land before they bought it, or in their process of buying it. And it's amazing. Pre-trib rapture, my very dear friend Nathan Snow, that is does the blueberry repose drink, that he's basically my sponsor. I mean, you know, not really, but you know, free advertising. He's in the process of working out labels and pricing and stuff, but buy the stuff, you know, when it is available. So I'm over there walking the land, and here's Pastor Joey Faust, pre-trib rapture. Like every sermon is preaching pre-trib rapture, but yet they had the vision to get the hell out of Fort Worth and come to the Ozarks and buy 400 and some acres. The director of Beyond Off Grid, Saltpeck Town, was also the driving visionary force behind it and financial capability or whatever. So, but I'm walking there with Pastor Joey, and he's like, you know, people came to the Ozarks here, and they had to have, you know, fat and, you know, in their diet for winter and survive and da-da-da. So they started eating bear, and, you know, the parasites went to their brains and they go crazy. You know, that's why they become retarded hillbillies, you know, because parasites in their systems. I'm like, this is so cool, you know. You got a preacher, conservative Baptist guy. Love them. I love them all, you know. Just they're dear, dear, dear friends. Oh my word. But you know, different theologically, and that's okay. But they come to the Ozarks and they're talking, we better eat clean, and I'm like, yeah, you know, that's Yahweh behind that. So pretty cool. So how to learn it, you know, just well, read the scriptures and read books on, read the book None of These Diseases, S.I. McMillan, if I'm not mistaken. Not really sure what publisher, but look that up, None of These Diseases. And that is a good book. Any Seventh-day Adventist book on food would be a really good source. And then beyond that, just, you know, just scroll YouTube on eating clean, eating kosher, eating Torah observant eating, things like that. And that'll give you at least a good idea of the foods. If you don't particularly stick to that or adhere to that, and I'm talking to everybody, not just Lamy pie, but everybody, whatever your diet is, because there's a guy coming from California, he goes, are there feral hogs? And I'm like, yeah, we got feral hogs, you know. Why do you ask? Because that's a lot of meat. I'm like, you eat pork? Yeah, you know, so, hi, George. And that's, you know, if you want to eat pork and you want to eat feral hog, they are here. But just go to Texas. You can kill 1,000 of them if you want. If you've got the ammo and the truck to haul them with, man, you can go down there any time of day or night, and they'll pay you practically. I went to a seminar in Missouri here at Ozark Area Community Congress, and it was on feral hog population. It was from the state level. And the lady said this. Now she says, we prefer, you know, hunting them, it doesn't do any good. Shooting them, that's just stupid, because it just drives them. You might shoot 2 females and 1 boar, but it only takes 1 boar and 1 pregnant female to make 50 more, 60 more, 100 more. If you spread them, you're just spreading the problem. They prefer to drop, you know, you can see these traps online, Jaeger trap, Jaeger, and another one. One of them kind of twists when it comes down. Some of them, the Jaeger Pro, I think it's one with just a gate, and they put corn in there and they go in. So you wait. It's set up to your cell phone, so you can be sitting there at work, or you can be in the middle of the night or whatever, and you can get a ding-a-ding-ding, and you can watch on your phone, and you can count how many are in there. You can get up to 40. Well, one people had 44 of them in there, and then you just, that's enough. Tap, boom, thing drops, and you got yourself 44 dead hogs. Hopefully you kill them. So, yeah, there's a lot of food there. There is, but they are here in Missouri. I know right by us in Cedar County, guy saw some, and he said, they're huge, you know. Well, they look huge. They are huge, and they're very dangerous. They will eat anything. They're omnivorous. They'll eat you. They'll eat your dog. They'll eat your cat. They'll eat your, you know, whatever. They'll eat your corn, you know, your wheat. They'll eat everything, including humans. And another friend over by El Dorado Springs. So 2 people in Cedar County, I have heard that there are feral hogs here. The lady said this, because of where they are in Missouri, they're fairly certain that people are bringing them in and releasing them so that they could have something to hunt. They're putting them into the wild, and that's just brain dead stupid. That's like hillbilly, redneck, moron stuff. Interesting thing she also said, as far as, you know, okay, if you're talking between doing those traps and helicopter. Now, this would obtain in Texas. Missouri, you know, you got too much hilly terrain and trees and heavy brush and undergrowth. Wouldn't work. But in Texas, and I'm just saying, anywhere it's open, if you have a lot of them, and you're talking, you know, a lot of them in Texas, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands. I don't know. They're all running over the whole state. She said, between doing the trap and the expense of that, which is very expensive, and helicopter, she's like, we don't care. You know, in other words, get yourself a machine gun and get a helicopter and have at it. You know, it's not that much more expensive. It's not hardly any. difference at all. She's like 6 of one, half dozen the other, as Fletch would say. I don't really care. Do either one. All right, that's enough. This is Jerry Diamond. If you're listening to this, you are the remnant.